versus Joshua Wara.
Cover me vote for the people.
Mr. LeBeau's case. Wara.
Joshua. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Warren, can you state your name, sir?
My name is Joshua William Wara. I'm representing myself in this case.
So you don't want to be represented by an attorney?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I would say there come some perils with you representing yourself. You understand that, sir?
No. I know
You
the
don't
mission.
understand?
I'm a jailhouse lawyer. I know what I'm doing. You are working.
I'm sorry?
You are being paid by Adolph Mack to fry me. This is conspiracy for murder. Your wife, Delphia Simpson, came up here pretending to be Ann Arbor Comprehensive Care Center yesterday. You are originally the Tux family. You are an Egyptian lord. You're Illuminati. If you do not help me,
I'm Illuminati?
I will sue you and criminally prosecute to the fullest extent.
Okay, I welcome that. You're invited to
Thank
do
you,
so.
Cedric Simpson.
What do you want to do with your case today?
Ellen Wara, Adolph Mack, Jeffrey Peak, Cynthia Miller, Frank Stanton tried to set me up, along with Derek Miller and Ryan Miller.
Okay, but I've got to do something. I've got to do something. I've got to do something with your case.
Huh?
I've got to do something with your case. What do you want me to do?
I would like to sue, and what am I in court for today? And I would like to prosecute to the fullest extent.
Okay, so
And
let
I
me
can
do
sue
this.
for 10 times the amount of what was stolen from me. They stole $666.8 million from me.
All right, guys, buckle up, because what you're about to see is absolute madness inside a Michigan courtroom. Judge Simpson walks in calm and professional, but what's waiting for him is a man named Joshua Ra, a self-proclaimed sovereign citizen. The moment this hearing starts, you can feel the tension rise. Joshua refuses to acknowledge the court's authority, claiming he doesn't consent to being governed. Judge Simpson, however, isn't buying any of it. He's been here before, and you can tell this won't end quietly.
Then turned it into $5.5 trillion and then put a hit out on me. I legally can sue for 10 times that amount, which would be $550 trillion. And I can criminally prosecute to the
I'm with you.
Which is
I'm
my
with you.
right.
I did the math too. Listen, here's the thing. I have to advise you, because if you are going to represent yourself, what you're here on, okay?
I'm doing it over Zoom.
So you're here on a complaint that alleges that on October 15, 2025 on South Main Street
Pentagon's
in the city of Ann Arbor, Washington County, that you failed to stop at the scene of an accident regarding resulting in serious impairment or death. Do you understand that charge?
$1 trillion?
Yeah, sure. And that's a felony, punishable by up to 5 years incarceration, a $5,000 fine plus court costs.
Which is actually 10 times the amount, because I can sue because it's conspiracy to murder. And sovereign law would make it 100 times the amount, but since it is conspiracy to murder, sovereign law
I'm with you. I got you. I just have to let you know what you're charged with.
I can sue for 1,000
also
times the
count
amount.
2 on the complaint that alleges that on that same date and at that same time that you did commit a moving violation causing serious impairment of a bodily function. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days, $500 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. So there are serious perils representing yourself as opposed to having counsel. I would just have to advise you, you'd be treated the same. You are charged with making sure that you have an understanding and that you abide by the Michigan rules of that you abide by the rules of evidence and the rules of procedure. You understand that?
Yes, Cedric Simpson.
All right. And the other thing that I have to advise you of is that at any point during these proceedings, you wish to have counsel.
No, I do not want any.
Now listen up, because this is where Joshua starts going off the rails. Instead of answering a simple question about his charges, he starts talking about some $550 trillion claim against the government. Yeah, you heard that right, trillion. He insists he's the beneficiary of his estate and that the court is part of some massive banking fraud. The judge gives him every chance to behave, but Joshua keeps interrupting. The patience on Judge Simpson's face is next level, but even he's reaching his breaking point.
Counsel, and I want a bench trial, not a jury trial. Because a bench trial is
If at any point you do,
on objective evidence.
if at any point you do want counsel, you just have to let the court know, and the court will make sure that you have counsel.
No,
You
I do not
understand
want
that?
counsel.
Okay, so what do you want me to do with your case today?
I
now
would like
that
to
I've
do a
gotten through
bench
that
trial
part.
because a bench trial is on subjective
bench
evidence
trial?
and a jury
Well,
trial
that's
can
not
be
gonna happen.
bribed. And they're trying to
Okay,
bribe the jury.
you can go to circuit
So
court and
I
have a
want
bench
to
trial.
prosecute with sovereign law and it's conspiracy to murder and Donald Trump and Elon Musk are involved and I can sue for 1,000 times the amount and sovereignty does not exist because the amount of money that
I
they
don't know,
put
I've not been very good at it, but
and Donald Trump and Elon Musk and Adolf
so-
Mack and Doug Minkoff and Jeffrey Peak and Ellen Wara all have estates that and residencies in states that do apply the death penalty.
Okay, I'm with you. I got you. Let me hear from somebody else real quick.
Your Honor, if I was working with Mr. LeBeau on this file, I was going to be asking for an adjournment as this is a new file. The defendant is on surveillance video at the intersection of this crash causing this accident and then fleeing the scene. That has not been provided to either the defendant or his attorney if he has one. So we would need more time. The defendant's on parole, and if he's entertaining the idea of representing himself, I think it's important that we refer him first.
Well, I don't know that I can do that right this second, although maybe. But here's what I'm going to do, sir.
Frederick Simpson.
I'm going to adjourn your case
I do not want a
out.
jury trial. You cannot adjourn this. This is a high-profile case. Where I can't. Yeah.
Okay, but you
There
haven't
are too
seen
many
the
people involved.
You
You have a
haven't
Neuralink
seen
in your brain, and you are being manipulated and bribed and conspired.
Things escalate fast. Judge Simpson finally says, "Sir, this is a real court, not the internet." Joshua fires back with nonsense about common law and corporate jurisdiction. He's reading from a printed script like it's some sacred text. The courtroom clerks can barely keep straight faces. It's both hilarious and sad, well, because this guy genuinely believes it. The judge then drops the hammer. "You're here on criminal charges." "This isn't optional." Joshua looks stunned, like he didn't expect reality to hit him so hard.
Against for murder by the Nazis. You will work with me.
Alrighty then. So you don't want an adjournment?
No, I do not want an adjournment. I want a bench trial.
Okay, so
and based on
listen.
factual evidence, the jury trial can be bribed.
I hear you. So the only thing that can happen is I can set this for a preliminary examination, but you haven't seen all the evidence.
I don't need all the evidence. I know all the evidence. Let me get a discovery
Okay, then.
packet though, so I can represent
So-
myself though, please. With all evidence, I would like to see.
You want to represent
And
yourself?
all evidence.
All right, listen. Okay.
I would like to
So
see
you want this
subpoena
set for
Bill
preliminary
Warren.
examination?
I would like to subpoena Bill Wara. I would like to subpoena Scott Casey, the Michigan militia, all of their phones, Doug Minkoff, Jeffrey Peak, Adolf Mack, Donald
We're not
Trump,
bringing all those people
Elon
down.
Musk.
Yeah, okay. If you want to subpoena them, then you can. But I'm not bringing all those folks. My problem is he's asked for his exam. So I will have to set it. I wonder who'd like to hear this.
Your Honor, would we still be on the case?
Hang on, I'll get to that in a minute.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So I'm going to indicate he doesn't want his discovery. Says he doesn't need it. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set this for defendant invoking what he has. Would prosecutor have their witnesses available the 28th?
Yes, sir.
Sir, I'm going to
Yes.
give you your preliminary examination. So your preliminary
you.
examination will be set in person on,
Your Honor, I'm so used to just
And,
saying, yes, sir.
Adolf
no, I
Hitler is
know,
in
but
the
I
judicial
realize it's
court
close, but
with Carol
it-
Conkey in East Hope, et cetera, et cetera.
All right, guys, here's where it gets wild. Judge Simpson finally has enough and ends the Zoom hearing mid-sentence. Click. Gone. The courtroom feed just shuts down. Why? Because when someone refuses to recognize the law, there's no point continuing. He reschedules it for an in-person hearing so Joshua can't hide behind his webcam next time. It's one of those rare moments where you see the judge calmly, silently asserting complete control. No yelling, no debate. Just judicial power executed perfectly.
excuse me?
Carol Conkey is involved. She is at 22nd Judicial Circuit Court with Feiger and Ellen Warren and Jeffrey Peake. Elon Musk is with Trump at the Michigan Supreme Court in Lansing. I do not want to adjourn. I want a bench trial now.
I am not adjourning. I'm giving you the quickest preliminary examination I possibly can.
Yes, sir.
But I have to hear from all sides regarding that. I would set it for the 28th. Counsel, most of these witnesses are police witnesses, so we could at least begin.
Okay, thank you. What's today?
That's a yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
What is today, Cedric Simpson?
Pardon?
What is today, Cedric Simpson?
Today is the 23rd.
Okay, Miss Lee, I'm sorry that I'm executing your husband.
You're executing what?
Miss Lee's husband, who is Adolf Mack. I'm giving him the electric chair. And I'm
Right.
suing him for everything he owns. He's JP Chase Morgan. He owns Chase Bank. I want Chase Bank. He's Hitler.
Okay. All right.
I'm suing for Chase Bank and giving JP Morgan Chase, who is Adolf Mack, the electric chair.
Okay,
If
thank
Elon
you.
Musk works with me.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to
And
do.
Donald Trump.
I don't know that we'll be able to go given how you're
Yes,
acting.
we will.
but
I want
I'm
a
gonna
bench
set
trial
your
today.
preliminary examination.
I am sorry, Cedric Simpson, that the and Adolf Mack, JP Morgan.
I'm going to set your preliminary examination for October 28th, 2025, 9 a.m. That will be before me. I'm not, if I let the PD off, because I may on my own motion be referring for competency, I will do it that day. But so right now, to answer your question, Mr. LeBeau, you are still on the case. Because I think the more the merrier.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. No, you're not really thanking me, but I get it. All right, thank you. Thank you, sir.
When the next hearing begins, Joshua shows up thinking he can outsmart the system again. But Judge Simpson is ready. The moment Joshua starts his "I do not consent" speech, the judge immediately cuts him off and orders him into custody. Boom. End of story. The courtroom erupts with quiet shock because everyone realizes it's over. The Sovereign Citizen Act might work online, but not in real life. Simpson just demonstrated what happens when fantasy meets the rule of law.
Entries from the people.
Ken G for the people, Your Honor.
And with that, good morning, or rather good afternoon now for the defense. State your first and last name for the record.
Robert Richards.
And with that, go ahead and have a seat. We're going to go ahead and do housekeeping. So we're here for motions and there's no resolution in this case?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And so with that, did you receive Mr. Richards' motion to dismiss the charges in this matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Richards, would you like to supplement the record by any oral arguments?
No, ma'am.
All right. And so for the people?
Your Honor, we would respectfully ask the court to deny this motion to dismiss. There is a factual basis for the charges as well as an unwillingness by Mr. Richards to come to a resolution in this case. So I believe that going to trial is appropriate resolution.
And so I just want to make sure I clearly heard you. You asked me to deny the motion because he's unwilling to resolve the matter?
We have not come to a resolution in this case.
Do you think that's a legal basis in which the court could do that?
And additionally, I believe there are enough facts to support the charges, Your Honor. And I believe that the people can prove this case with a reasonable certainty at trial.
And so as to Mr. Richards' motion, did you actually pull the cases he has cited?
I apologize, Your Honor.
As to Mr. Richards' motion, did you ever pull the cases that he has cited?
Yes, Your Honor, but the people would argue that these cases are not pertinent to these charges.
Can you tell me why?
Under Flournoy v. First National Bank, Mr. Richards quoted, "If the state converts a right into a privilege, the citizen can ignore the license and..."
And this would be under which case?
He quotes Flournoy v. First National Bank of Shreveport. It's 197, California.
And before you go any further, because I did pull these cases, and one of them, the site's incorrect. All right, you may continue as to Flournoy versus First National Bank of Shreveport.
He quotes that case saying, "If the state converts a right into a privilege, the citizen can ignore the license and fee and engage in the right with immunity." I apologize, Your Honor.
All right, folks, that's Michigan. But our next case takes us straight to Colorado, where another self-proclaimed free traveler named Robert Richards steps into court. And trust me, this guy might be even worse. He's been arrested for driving without a license, insurance, or registration, all because he believes the right to travel means he doesn't need government permission. The judge starts the hearing politely, but as soon as Robert opens his mouth, chaos begins again. Let's dive into it.
I believe that's Shuttlesworth v. City of Birmingham, 373 U.S. at 268.
Okay, because that's the case that I could not find.
I also could not find that case, Your Honor.
But you were able to locate it?
I was not able to locate that case, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
I was not able to locate that case, Your Honor.
Okay, that's the incorrect site. And so as to the others?
Murdoch v. Pennsylvania, 319 U.S. 105. No state shall convert a liberty into a license. So I believe that case was decided in 1943 about wares and merchandise. I don't believe that pertains to a driver's license, and as the facts in this case do, Your Honor.
So with that, Mr. Richards, would you like to respond to her arguments to the court as to why I should not grant your motion to dismiss based on the cases you have cited?
Well, we can start with Article 6, Clause 2.
Of which constitution?
The United States Constitution.
Let me go ahead.
All persons born and naturalized in the United States are subject to jurisdiction are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of liberty or property without due process of law, nor deny any person within its jurisdiction equal protections under the law. Now I'd like to cite the definition of liberty: the freedom and exemption from extraneous control, the power of the will and its moral freedom to follow the dictates of its unrestricted choice and to direct the external acts of the individual without restraint, coercion, or control from others. I apologize. The first amendment I read was Amendment 14, Section 1. Article 6, Clause 2, all debts...
Robert looks straight at the judge and says, "I am a man, not a person." Yeah, that's how he opens. Then he claims he's not bound by the U.S. Constitution or state laws, only God's natural law. The judge tries to keep a straight face but can't help sighing deeply. It's clear he's dealt with these types before. The prosecutor just sits there staring like he's watching a circus. And in a way, he is. Robert's confidence is wild. He truly thinks he's schooling the court.
Contracts and engagements entered into before the adoption of this Constitution shall be as valid against the United States under this Constitution as under the Confederation. The Constitution, the laws of the United States, which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made or which shall be made under the authority of the United States shall be the supreme law of the land, and the judges in every state shall be bound thereby. Anything in the Constitution or the laws of any state contrary to the contrary withstanding. The senators and representatives before mentioned and the members of the several states legislatures and all executive and judicial officers, both of the United States and the several states, shall be bound by oath or affirmation to support this Constitution, but no religious test shall ever be required as a qualification to any office or public trust under the United States. The United States Code is the supreme law of the land. All states are required and bound by it. And the USC recognizes no law for a driver's license, for inspection, for insurance, or for registration. And the only law that they do have on the books is regarding registration for commercial vehicles. The word driver is a commercial term, which means that you're using the road for a commercial purpose or for a higher purpose. I have stated since I met with the officer who initially pulled me over that I am a private traveler.
All right. Any additional arguments you'd like to make to the court?
I mean, I can cite the right to travel, which is Second American Jurisprudence, Constitutional Law, Section 329, page 1150 or 1135, which states personal liberty largely consists of the right of locomotion to go where and when one pleases, only so far restrained as the rights of others may make it necessary for the welfare of all other citizens. The right of the citizen to travel upon the public highways and to transport his property thereon by horse-drawn carriage, wagon, or automobile is not merely a privilege which may be permitted or prohibited at will, but a common right which he has under the...
All right, guys, here's the twist. Robert pulls out a massive folder filled with printed affidavits claiming they prove his sovereignty. He waves them around like ancient scrolls, saying he's not driving, just traveling. The judge listens for about a minute before calmly saying, "Sir, you're operating a motor vehicle without a license. That's illegal." You can almost feel the oxygen leave the room. Robert's face goes red. He refuses to back down. And just like that, the judge has no choice but to move forward with the case.
Right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Under this constitutional guarantee, one may therefore, under normal conditions, travel at his inclination along the public highways or in public places, and while conducting himself in an orderly and decent manner, neither interfering with nor disturbing another's rights, he will be protected not only in person but in safe conduct. And personal liberty consists of the power of locomotion to change situations or removing one's person to whatever place one's inclination may direct without imprisonment or restraint unless by due process of law.
Robert keeps going, quoting legal codes that don't exist, demanding the judge produce his oath, and even asking if the court has jurisdiction over the living man. The courtroom atmosphere is tense, but the judge doesn't take the bait. He simply says, "Mr. Richards, if you continue, I'll hold you in contempt." Boom. Silence. For the first time, Robert pauses. You can tell he's realizing that his online theories have no power here. Only the law does. And the law just caught up with him.